Hello.
So it is Sunday,
Yes.
and we've started this new series called Celebration Sundays,
Yes.
where we talk about people who have been in some rough situations
Yes.
and have figured out how to handle it.
All right.
Because, like the world is on fire,
Yes. It is.
and these folks have figured out how to bring a fire extinguisher.
I like
and
it.
you are tinkering.
Yes.
So I thought that what we would do is talk about a guy named Garrett Morgan.
Okay.
Have you ever heard of Garrett Morgan before?
No.
Okay. Can I tell you that you use some of Garrett Morgan's inventions legitimately every single day that you leave this house? And that you get annoyed with me when I don't use his inventions properly every day when we leave this house? This is a real thing.
Yes. Tell me more about this person.
Who helps you to be annoyed with me?
Yes. Enlighten me.
So.
And if you know that it's going to cause a problem, why do you still do it?
Well, because. So I'm from Delaware. It's what we do. So here's the deal. So this guy named Garrett Morgan.
Yes.
So his parents had been kidnapped and enslaved.
Yes.
And then thankfully in the late 1800s, they were free.
Yes.
And so they had 11 kids, which is a lot of kids.
That's a lot of kids.
It is. But he was number 7, and they were on his farm, his family's farm.
Yes.
And he was always kind of by himself, and so he figured out how to make things because he had time on his hands.
Yes.
So he he has basically what we would call today as like a 6th grade education.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you come sit with us. Hey, Mr. Buds. I know. So we're making a dog house, an indoor dog house, so that sometimes the puppies can get some space away from the big dogs. So just so y'all know what we're doing here, and Buddy don't like it. So Mr. Morgan, he left home.
Yeah.
And basically became what we would now call a handyman.
Yep.
And worked specifically with sewing machines.
All right.
So he learned how to make these sewing machines. And have you ever seen like a zigzag on a piece of clothing?
Yeah.
So my understanding is that he is the one who actually created the system by which that zigzag now is actually something that functions.
Oh, okay.
Do you know what else he did?
What did you do?
So he learned with the chemicals that he was working with in these textiles.
Yeah.
That we talked about Madam C.J. Walker last week.
Yeah.
He also worked with hair in that he created something that actually helped to straighten black hair.
Okay.
Yeah. So stuff you need, stuff you don't need, things like that. How about this one? During before World War I, guess what he created that helped soldiers to survive World War I?
Gas mask.
Literally, yes.
Oh, wow.
No, that's
Okay.
real. So he, in his town, noticed that firemen were coming out of fires and they spent more time outside the fire, coughing and getting sick. So he created this thing called a safety hood.
Oh,
which
okay.
absolutely
Good.
is a very funny thing. When you Google it, you will be like, if you are a 12-year-old boy like we are. But he created it. And then, so this is how firemen basically survived because they didn't know about things like smoke inhalation and things like that.
Yeah, no, why would you?
Right. And so then he had all these patents. Imagine this guy he got a patent in 1912 and 1914, 1916. Like he's just this incredibly smart guy with a 6th grade education, right? Because anyone can problem solve. So he created this thing, and then he went, there are these guys who basically got pulled under the water of Lake Erie, and he went down and saved them. And he was only able to save 2 of all the guys who went underwater, but he was also able to bring back the bodies of those folks who didn't survive so that their families could bury them.
Okay.
And he got super upset because, of course, white people are going to white, especially in the early 1900s. And
Fucking
so,
white people.
that's right. So he didn't get the recognition that he deserved. Do you know what recognition he got?
What?
He was such a smart businessman that when people realized that he was a black guy who was selling these and marketing these gas masks, he hired a white actor to basically pretend to be him, and then he played his own secretary. So that he could make so much money because he knew that the only way that people were going to keep buying his goods is if they bought it from a white dude.
I mean, that's smart.
So you know how you and I sometimes will use the patriarchy against itself?
Yeah.
Yeah, he used racism against himself and made money off those white men's stupidity. Isn't
That's
that great?
Because white people are dumb.
I know it. So, but then during World War I, some of the reasons that, or one of the main reasons that during this function of chemical warfare before the Geneva trials and everything, they wore Garrett Morgan's safety hoods, is what they called them.
Okay.
Now, do you wear a safety hood when you leave this house?
I mean, not where we are currently in the world, but you don't know what's going to happen next
Not
week.
wrong. So, but I told you, I promised you that he made something that you use every single day.
Yeah.
So, he was one of the first black men in his town to have a motor car.
Okay.
Because he had all this money, because again, he hired this white dude to pretend to be him.
Yeah.
Right? So he made all this money.
Yeah.
Well, the problem is that when he made it into the paper, only one paper, by the way, talked about him and his team being heroes on these prototypes for these masks.
Yeah.
He took off the mask, they saw he was a black guy, and they were like, well, we can't do this anymore. So he tried to figure out what he could do next to just automatically help people.
Yeah.
So he saw all these accidents, and before that, hello Wester. Before that, they just had red and green,
Yeah.
and so people would just go on green. They would just stop on red.
Yeah.
Kind of like how people in Delaware drive.
Yeah.
Hey, Buster Bear. Hey, Buster Bear. So what he did was that he created the function of yellow for the first time. So he is actually the person who created the tricolor safety light so that people understood the need to be safe, to slow down and to speed up. Buster! He's eating all of our stuff. Thank you, honey. So, without him, he basically cut down like all of these traffic accidents and all this craziness. And so he literally is the person who created the red, yellow, and the green that we now use in like everything around like stop, slow, and go.
So are you going to slow down and stop at a yellow light?
I do slow down. I just don't slow down at the rate of speed that one would recommend. And also, yellow lights are just not a thing in Delaware. Not because we don't like Garrett Morgan, but because we're real weird.
Yeah, when I moved to Delaware, I was like, good God.
But isn't that very cool? Like,
No, that's really cool.
Have you ever heard of Garrett Morgan before?
No.
No. Have you ever heard, like, here's this guy who literally was an engineer when engineering wasn't, like, possible. And he has, like, if you ever wear pants, which you need to start wearing pants because it's cold outside, but
Pencil.
Yes, dear. If you've ever seen a zigzag function in your clothing before,
Yeah.
Garrett Morgan. If you have someone who is in World War I and wasn't killed by chemical warfare, Garrett Morgan.
That's really
if you
cool.
ever stopped at a yellow sign or yellow light, Garrett Morgan. Like, this is a person that our daily lives were positively affected. Our safety was positively affected by this person who had all these patents, who won gold medals, who ensured that firemen.
Gold medals?
Yeah, he actually got gold medals by the fire company. Like,
Oh,
it was like
okay.
International Fire
I was like, he was in the Olympics also?
No, we might as well have been. But he was in all of this like International Fire actually created. They had created this medal system, and they gave him these gold medals because he literally, that's like his whole life.
That's
was
really
just
cool.
Saving people's lives.
That's really cool.
Isn't that incredible?
Yes.
So, again, as the world was on fire, here's a person who actually ensured that we were safe, literally in fires, and has helped us to decrease what we talk about in terms of like traffic craziness.
Mm-hmm.
He literally saved people's lives, and now you know who Garrett Morgan is.
I like it.
So on this Sunday, we celebrate Garrett Morgan. How cool is that?
I like it.
Okay, well, did you put it together?
With no help from you or Buster.
I love you very much.
I love you too.
All right, Buster, come here, baby. Look at this thing you helped put together.
He didn't help it together. He ate
Such
the
a good boy.
instructions.
He's such a good boy.
He sat on it while I'm trying to put it together.
He's gonna try to climb into it, even though
Then
he
he
can't.
tried to baste me with his tongue.
He's going to do this. All right, buddy, you get to see it now too. All right, well, thanks everybody. Bye.